What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and we need to talk about Sundial stock, ticker symbol SNDL, because this stock is actually moving down today along with the entire market. And we need to talk about what that means, why it's moving down, as well as is it a buying opportunity? Is Sundial going to go up? Is it a dead stock? What's going on, right? Now, obviously, I don't think Sundial is a dead stock. I think there's a lot of potential for it in the future, but it is moving down. Now, notably, yesterday we were actually able to bounce off of this 61-cent support level. So hopefully that will hold for us today, but also notably, Sundial is down 3% on the day. Now, why is this? It's mostly following the overall market, okay? Pretty much all stocks are down. We're going to look at that in a second. But right now, Russia and Ukraine are really having a lot of tension, okay? The standoff hits a crucial moment, as the U.S. has said. Biden thinks that a Russian invasion threat is very high, and the U.S. believes that the Kremlin may engage in a false flag, which is essentially where Russia would say that they are attacked or pretend that they're attacked or maybe stage a fake attack on themselves so that they then have justification to attack the Ukraine. And people are very worried about this. People are worried about the demands that Putin's laying out and all kinds of stuff going on in Russia. Okay, that's the overwhelming fear in the markets right now. People are extremely worried about the Russia situation, and pretty much every stock is suffering. Sundial is not the only one. If you look at this market map, it's pretty much everything that's moving down, and in a pretty significant way. So it's no surprise to see that Sundial is following suit. All right, Sundial is not immune from these market movements, and unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of fear right now. Now, it's only unfortunate, though, if you want Sundial to be higher today. If you actually want to accrue some more Sundial shares, I'm going to explain to you why this is an opportunity, not just to accrue more Sundial shares, but why these kinds of situations that present potential risk in the markets are situations in which you can potentially be benefiting from over the long term. As long as nothing too bad happens. We're going to talk about that. So first, I want to show you guys the channel analytics. We need a couple more subscribers to get to 11,000. So if anyone wants to subscribe, feel free to do it. Feel free to join the Sundial family, because we certainly talk about a lot of Sundial stock news on the channel. But I wanted to talk mostly about why there's all this risk in the market, right? And how the risk is affecting the price. So basically, for the most part, you can calculate the price of stocks generally using a pretty simple formula of price equals expected return minus risk. Now, it's not perfect. Sometimes there are extraneous things that happen. Sometimes there are meme-driven rallies. Sometimes there are weird events that go on where people are buying up stocks for certain reasons, maybe short squeezes, where you see stocks not necessarily follow this formula. But for the most part, this is generally the formula that most stocks tend to follow. Now, Sundial is certainly following this at the moment, right? There is more risk in the world right now, and so Sundial stock price is temporarily taking a little bit of a hit. However, you can actually see Sundial followed this pattern to the upside just a couple of days ago when they got that NASDAQ stock extension, right? When they got the NASDAQ listing extension. There was a lot of risk before the 8th of February where people were worried that Sundial was going to be delisted from the stock market, okay? That was a big risk. And so when you're subtracting risk in this formula, if price equals expected return minus risk, then the more risk there is, the lower the price is, okay? So an increase in risk leads to a downwards pressure on the price. And if expected return is staying the same, which it pretty much was over those period of days, then as soon as there's less risk, right? As soon as Sundial got that extension, the price or the risk went away, right? There was less risk, and the price was able to go back up, right? The price was no longer being pushed down. And we're looking at the exact same situation right now, right? Sundial is actually moving down right now because there's overall high market risk. Now, there are two ways that this is going to go. Either we're going to have a big war with Russia, or we aren't, right? There's pretty much two options here. And if you think we're going to have a big war, then maybe you should hedge yourself against that in not just Sundial stock, but all stocks, right? You probably want to be well guarded against that. I, however, do not think we're going to see a big war. I think that eventually this risk is going to go away, which will eventually lead to Sundial stock price as well as other stocks moving up. I think that right now, if you look at the overall market, you can see that we are experiencing quite a bit of pain, not just because of the Fed potentially raising rates and whatnot, but also more recently a lot of this Russia tension. Okay, this is a much more serious threat for the markets overall and for Sundial than the Fed raising rates, right? The Fed raising rates is not nearly as big a deal as an actual war that could be occurring. And you can see that until this period where we really started getting worried about this Russia situation over the past couple of days, when the White House was saying constantly that an attack could come at any moment, we were moving up pretty steadily in Sundial, and I would like to see that continue. And I think it can as soon as we dispel a lot of these risks that are notably dragging down the overall market. So hopefully we will at one point see this risk going away and then we can get back to a period of stock price going up. And it's my expectation that, this situation with Russia cannot last forever. People are going to get tired of it. Putin's going to get tired of it. I know people in Russia are very tired of it. The last thing they want is a big war because they know that they're not quite as powerful as the United States and NATO. And I don't think the people in Russia are very happy at the moment with the way things are going. So hopefully we see an end to this conflict soon, but just keep that whole risk factor in mind and how stocks are priced typically, right? When risk is higher, that's actually a buying opportunity if you're in these stocks for the long term because the stocks are temporarily being pulled down by all that risk. So other than that, guys, none of this is financial advice, not recommending anything to anyone, just letting you guys know some of the news and what's going on and what I think about these stocks. So if you appreciate it, feel free to subscribe to the channel. And other than that, have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.